Mathew T. Brady lived from May 18, 1822 to January 15, 1896. He is originally from Warren County, New York. He was one of the first American photographers and is best known for his scenes of the Civil War. His artistic beginnings began when he was 16 and moved to Saratoga, New York to become the famous portrait painter William Page's student. In 1839, Brady traveled to New York City and began studying under Samuel F.B. Morse. Samuel F.B. Morse learned the new daguerreotype technique of capturing images from Louis-Jacques Daguerre in France. Brady used daguerreotype, ambrotype, and album and print throughout his career. Daguerreotype was the first publicly announced photography process. To make one, you polish a sheet of silver-plated copper to a mirror finish. Then you treat it with fumes that made the light-sensitive surface. After you expose it in a camera for as long as necessary, depending on the lighting. The resulting image becomes visible by fuming it with mercury vapor, adding a liquid chemical treatment, rinsing and drying. Finally, it is sealed behind glass in a protective enclosure. Daguerreotypes have distinctive features. The image is on a mirror-like surface and will appear either positive or negative depending on the lighting and the background that is being reflected in the metal. The darkest parts of the image are bare silver. Lighter areas have light scattering texture. It is very delicate as it can be smudged at the slightest touch. Ambrotype replaced daguerreotype in the 1850s and is a positive photograph on glass. It is viewed by reflected light. Each photo is a unique original. Album and print was the first commercially exploitable method of producing a photographic print on a paper base. It uses the albumin found in egg whites to bind the photographic chemicals to the paper. This became the most popular way to take photos from the late 1850s until the beginning of the 20th century. In 1845, Brady began to exhibit his portraits of famous Americans. In 1850, Brady produced the Gallery of Illustrious Americans, a portrait collection of prominent contemporary figures. This gallery included the elderly Andrew Jackson. In 1856, Brady advertised in the New York Herald offering to produce photographs, ambrotypes, and daguerreotypes. This ad was inventive because it used typeface and fonts that were distinct from the text of the publication and other advertisements. In 1861, President Lincoln granted Brady permission to document the war if he financed it himself. Brady brought his photographic studio onto the battlefields. "I had to go. A spirit in my feet said go, and I went," Brady said. The first popular photos were at the Battle of Bull Run, where he was almost killed. In October 1862, he opened an exhibition of photographs from the Battle of Antietam. This was the first time that many Americans saw the realities of war in photographs and not as an artist's impression. Both of these photos are from the exhibition. Other famous photographs include Lincoln and Grant in camps and battlefields. Brady began losing eyesight, so he hired assistants to be a mobile darkroom and take photos on the battlefield. However, after the war, a war-weary public lost interest in seeing photos of the war, and Brady's popularity and practice drastically declined. The government didn't buy any of his photos after the war as he anticipated, and he died in poverty. However, Brady did leave a legacy. Brady is known as the father of photojournalism. He photographed 18 of the 19 presidents from John Quincy Adams to William McKinley. He invented the famous Brady stand, and his photographs of Lincoln had been used on the penny and the $5 bill.